If we're really going to shift how we're in the big topics, how we're living on the earth today, all of us, no matter where we are on the spectrum, need to really look at our own stories and be able to find words to tell our own stories about what it's been like to be whatever it is that you are. For me, that is white, wealthy woman, Christian, Texan, American. We need all of those perspectives. There's a lot of assumptions on every place on that scale of what it's like to be somebody different. And the only way we'll know what it really is if we all tell our stories. One of the issues of why it's hard to see what it means to be white in this culture is because white is the normal way. In other words, culturally, our perspective of how culture is presented in schools and presented everywhere, that is really the white way, the Euro-American way. That's normal. So we think of that a race issue only steps on if somebody of color comes in, and then there's a race issue. But actually, race is always on the table. It's just that it's invisible in whiteness often. So when we want to talk about race, we either want to talk about the horrible things that happen to the people of color, or we want to talk about how we'd like to be, even colorblind was a big thing, so I just don't see color. Well, actually, there's problems with that, and it's easy not to see color if you're white. What does it mean to be white? Never occurred to me until I first heard it at a Be Present workshop. And I didn't really have any idea how you answer that question. I don't know. It's just what I am. I never thought about it. So to even understand what are the doors that open for me without me even noticing they were open because I had white skin, because almost everybody in the restaurants and all the teachers, and even in my integrated school, which didn't happen until I was in 9th grade, was the first time I was in an integrated school. And even then, most of the teachers are still white. So there was no context for me to even notice that the way I was viewing life was actually through the eye of having white skin. There just was a lot of really noticing what it meant to be white, where the things are that I love about it, where the things that I'm embarrassed about. What did it mean when I first noticed that perhaps my judgment of what somebody else who happened to be of color might be doing in their life, why that didn't make any sense? Because it didn't make any sense in my context. But it does when I can realize that we live in very different worlds.